Please welcome the former president from Costa Rica, José Maria Figueres Olsen.
Ladies and gentlemen, no better place to have this conversation on winning strategies than right here at IS with all of you. It is particularly relevant to have this conversation in a world that seems to be rather confused today, no matter how you look at it. Indeed, I would argue that it is not only companies and organizations that need a winning strategy, it is the world that needs to get its act together and have a winning strategy towards the future. I believe very firmly that the only sustainable winning strategy of our times is the transition to a low-carbon economy. So the next 20 years, the challenge in the next 20 years is to win two wars. The war on poverty and the war on climate change. And both can be won at the same time and successively by transitioning to a low-carbon economy. In light of these challenges and of the opportunity, because I see all of this as an opportunity, if we continue to put forward the same efforts, we are going to get the same results. And that is why I come back to the thesis that perhaps the Industrial Revolution is over. The Stone Age did not come to an end because we ran out of stones. Nothing has to last forever. We've had a great ride for 200 years. We can have a much better one if we move to low carbon. Today, 50% of carbon emissions can be reduced in profitable ways by changing business models, the way we look at them and the way we think about those opportunities. So that is the great opportunity going forward. So in the final analysis, and these are my closing comments, Lilian, in the final analysis, amigas y amigos, this is all about leadership. It's about leadership from governments, sending markets the correct signals through good, healthy, thriving regulatory frameworks that give and paint a clear sense of direction of where we want investments to flow. It's about leadership from the private sector, all of yourselves. Jack Welch, who is here with us this afternoon and who has been such an outstanding leader in many of these transformations in the business world. And it can be done. The transformation to low carbon requires every one of us, and it provides a tremendous opportunity. Yes, we can go through with a personal or corporate strategy and a plan A or a plan B or even a plan C if the others fail. But when it comes to the planet, ladies and gentlemen, there is no planet B. What we're not mentioning is that the oil industry today is getting $700 million in subsidies every single year, both on the extractive side and on the demand side. I mean, where are we? This energy is responsible for 70% of carbon emissions. We're in a period of time where governments are short on resources, we have tremendous deficits, and we're subsidizing the past instead of financing and investing in the future.
But isn't that the
That's where I see a lack
Yes.
of vision and of political leadership.
But yeah, exactly. If you were a CEO today, and with your strong beliefs, what would be your winning aspiration when we talk about a winning strategy?
A clear transition to low carbon. I mean, I have no doubt with respect to that. I was in the business world for 10 years. I saw what it did to the bottom line. I know what it can do today in terms of customer allegiance, in terms of market penetration, in terms of being competitive and distinguishing yourself from the pack. I've seen that from the policy side. When I was 12 years in public service, sending clear market signals, I saw what it meant. I mean, we went from 2% economic growth when I came into government. 4 years later, we were at 8% economic growth. Having put in place a carbon tax that went to finance environmental services, that spurred a complete new range of business models and activities in our country.
You've been on both sides of the fence, politically and in business. If you should give these CEOs a very good piece of advice, something that's been important to you through your entire career, what would that be?
I am here to gain advice from many of you in the coffee break that's coming up. But, and I mean that seriously, but one thing that has always worked for me, whether it's been in my business career or in my public service career, is to always take care of one's people. If one takes care of one's people, they get the job done in a marvelous way.